Hello everybody and welcome to the Whiskey Dictionary, where I do the research to try to teach you a little something about what you're drinking. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Crown Royal Northern Harvest Rye. It's a Canadian blended whiskey bottled at 90 proof, and in the interest of full disclosure, I want to just say that Crown Royal sent me this bottle for free. That being said, I maintain 100% of my own opinions here. So let's see if this bottle stacks up to the original. I've already talked about the distillery before in a previous episode, so if you're interested, go watch my episode on Crown Royal Deluxe. That being said, I'm going to talk about this whiskey today. So, in 2016, Crown Royal had the honor of having their rye earn the award for World Whiskey of the Year from Jim Murray's annual Whiskey Bible. So you might be wondering what makes this rye so special. Well, it's 90% rye, which is pretty high. So that's a great start. That being said, the rye itself comes from the northern area of Canada, which is known for having really good rye. So what they do is they plant the seeds in the fall, and then they start to sprout just as winter's coming. And then a nice layer of snow lays on top of it for a number of months. Spring rolls around and they start growing again, and then they're harvested in the summer. And it just makes for like the perfect kind of rye. So let's get into the nosing and the tasting. All right, so let me pour this out here and we will get to our nosing and tasting. So one thing to note is that this is just a very slight bit darker than the normal Crown Royal Deluxe and considerably lighter than the black. So if you look at the color there. All right, let's go ahead and nose. So the nose is fantastic, actually. It's probably one of the best noses I've ever smelled on this show anyway. And man, that's just beautiful. All right, so it smells like, I'm just looking at my notes here, there's a few different things going on. So it's got definitely rye in there. You can pick up the rye from the nose for sure. And then there's like fig and all kinds of different citrus. You've got orange, and you've got almost like a peach, and then there's, although not citrus, there's definitely apple in there. It's just very fruity. And all these things I've noticed with Crown Royal is that their tastes and their noses, although the fact that they're like all about blending, I've noticed that nothing really blends together very well. And that's not a bad thing in this case. It's more just that you can pick out individual nosings and tastings. So it's actually probably a good thing for a beginner to try on, because they might be able to pick up more stuff than they could in, say, like a Scotch, which is just all about mellowing together, you know? All right, so anyway, I've gone on too long, so cheers. All right, so the good news is that the taste matches the nose. That is just awesome. It tastes really, really good. So it's sweet and it's got that rye. It hits a little bit of the back of your throat again. It's immediately good. It's very complex though. It's light and it almost tastes like wheat, not rye. So I mean, obviously it's got rye in there, but if you think about a wheat whiskey as well, if you are kind of a bourbon drinker, you might really like this. I don't know. I don't think I'm doing it justice here. So let me try another sip here. So, man, everything about that is just beautiful. All right, I'm just gonna put this down right here. So this bottle is $35 and it's fantastic. There's a reason that this won that award. And for $35, man, you're gonna be hard pressed to find a whiskey that, in this kind of area, especially, between bourbons or Canadian whiskeys, that is this good. It's not quite approaching like a Scotch, but it's really just fantastic, worth every penny. Now the one problem is you're gonna have trouble finding this. Obviously it's very popular and it's very good, so people snatch it up when they can. So if you happen to see it on a shelf, don't even question it, just pick it up. It's really, really good. All right, that does it for this episode of the Whiskey Dictionary. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode and watching me fawn all over this whiskey. It's just really, really good. Anyway, so I hope you have a great rest of your night. See ya.